Our special guest in the house with us. And so, please, let us all welcome Professor at Utomi. He doesn't need any introduction. You're welcome. We are the Nigerian practitioners from all over the United States. This is our annual convention. We are meeting here in Washington, D.C. this time. Last year, we met in Dallas. Next year, we're going to Georgia. And next year, we're going, that's how we go from place to place. Come on. Here, what you're looking at is the most powerful group. I would say one of the most powerful, because there's many more. You are looking at one of the most powerful groups of Nigerians. I know when I approached you, I explained to you that what you're going to see is a group of healthcare professionals. And among all of us here, if we have 120, 100 of them have doctorate degrees. Every single one in this room has at least one master's degree. The healthcare experience in this room is over 3,000 years put together. And man, woman, and they're all advanced practice team members. If we give them the healthcare industry of Nigeria, we will not have a problem.
Oh, thank you all. Good evening. It's really such a privilege, pleasure to be able to join you and say just a few words. When I heard you were meeting, I was truly elated for a variety of reasons. First of all, we take great pride in the fact that Nigeria has exported value to the world. Okay. People talk about brain drain, but I like to think of it as a brain gain process. If you think of the 20th century and look at the ascendancy of countries, most of the countries that emerged in the 20th century did that actually on the back of that diaspora. Beginning with Japan, post the Meiji Restoration, and the Japanese diaspora in Germany. Now, if you then move towards the Indias and Chinas, I can tell you, as a business school teacher, I visit frequently some of the leading business schools here in the United States. And for many years, each time I would come to, say, Kellogg, Deepak Jain, who was the dean, who happens to be Indian, never around, because they were back working on India. I give the example all the time of how leading American economists, Nobel Prize winning economists like Stiglitz, and even more recently, Paul Krugman, have begun to rethink globalization. But their Indian colleagues, out of the same, like Stiglitz is at Columbia, at the S Institute, so is Jagdish Bhagwati. And as Stiglitz writes about globalization is discontent, Jagdish Bhagwati writes about in defense of globalization, because they know that globalization has given India the platform to rise. And so Indian academics continue to do that. I have never worried about the so-called brain drain, because I have said repeatedly that that's where Nigeria will be saved from. So I'm honored to be in your midst. I like certain statistics. When I hear them, I really get energized. One of my favorite statistics says that 70% of all black doctors in America are Nigerian. Yeah. Very nice statistic. Just this afternoon at lunch, a very senior American defense from a retired general was saying that between the diaspora in Canada and the United States of America, from Nigeria, perhaps the wealthiest group of migrant people in the world. And this is a really powerful statistic. I went to grad school here about 40-something years ago. And at the time that I was here, all we did was drive taxi. So you see how much things have changed. Now I get into Chicago and I'm watching TV, I'm not sure where I am, Lagos or Chicago. Because the anchor has a Nigerian name. So you all have done a remarkable thing for us in this last 30 years or so. This generation has been a generation of transformation for our diaspora. Generally, we have not done as well at home as we could or should. Yes. But the time is now to begin to change that. We believe that our country has always had what it takes, but for one small factor. Many years ago, I wrote a book titled "Why Nations Are Poor," and this book is a web of interdependent variables, amongst them the kind of policy choices you make, the strength of your institutions, quality of your human capital, entrepreneurship, and then culture, because values shape human progress. But who sets the tone of culture? It's leaders. The most important thing that leadership does is set the tone of culture. And the kind of culture we are hoping to lift Nigeria up, we began to look for leadership that could do it. And we are there. I've given the last 40 years to this course. God against the grain, been mocked by my contemporaries, and I've refused to quit trying to do that thing. And then finally, suddenly, we're at an inflection point, a tipping point. I have made the point repeatedly that in Nigeria, it's not because there are nasty people in the PDP or terrible people in the APC. I wrote the manifesto of the APC, that's not a secret, everybody knows that. And I was in the midst of but it was clear that the nature of the structure of those organizations can only produce narcissistic people, obsessed with themselves, and draining off without understanding what the common good really is. And so we needed to have something. And so when Peter was coming along and turned to us, I said, "Welcome, brother. Take it and run." We're trusting that with the support of all of you, we can begin to change things. Where can this change be more importantly executed than the healthcare arena? One of my favorite economists in the United States actually is a British-born professor at Princeton called Angus Deaton. Even though what he teaches normally is consumption, but the book for which he is most remarked and for which I thought he won the Nobel Prize for Economics in 2015 was titled The Great Escape: Health, Wealth, and the Origins of Inequality. Most countries that lead the world today are the ones that are focused on their health care. We're going to need to do that in Nigeria. We're going to be counting on all of you to do it. So please, get ready, come, let's do a turnaround, and we'll be proud of what we are. So stay obedient, make a difference, let's impact the world.
going to introduce one individual to you, and she will do the rest of the work. Here we have a national president for the entire organization at the current time. So that is Dr. Rita Utomi, another Nigerian lady with a doctorate degree, master's degree, a nurse practitioner, and so on, Madam President.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tommy, for stopping by. I know your schedule is so tight because when this came to me, I'm like, there's no way this is going to work. But it's an emergency stop by. We totally appreciate you doing this. We all know what we're faced down there. And them coming to us is for us to be able to support them, to be able to change the country we all want changed. Right? Yes. So
they allow us to come.
They will. And it's a new chapter in our country, and we're all working towards one goal. So hopefully, coming together as one unified voice, we will get that goal accomplished. Because P2B is what everybody is talking about. So let's get it to happen for our fellow citizens in Nigeria and for all of us here. So I'm sure when they vote them in, they will give us the ability to vote too, even while we're here. That is the #1 mission. So thank you. Dr. Tom is from my mother's village. I've known him for a while, but that's for another discussion. Thank you, sir. And then I want our chapter president, starting with the board of directors, Dr. Azodo, please stand to be recognized. Dr. Ahmed, New York chapter president. Dr. Z, New Jersey, like all the men in the house. Dr. Nikki Ezani, Washington, D.C. Dr. Adako Lumba, Southern California. Michigan, Dr. Mbata. And who am I missing? Oh, right there, Arizona. And Georgia, Naomi. Thank you so very much for coming by. And I'm the Vice President, Dr. Imo. What about you? Oh, sorry. New England. Chioma Ogledoke. Thank you so very much. You know. Oh, sorry. Dallas. Thank you so very much. So let's give it up for him, and I'm sure he's going to be talking to us intermittently, and we'll convey that. And Dr. Swago, thank you for being very considerate, because I know you are in the middle of presentation. Dr. Swago is a pediatrician, and his beautiful wife, Ngozi, he was in the middle of presentation when you came in. So thank you for being so considerate. We truly appreciate you. Thank you. And Mr. Njawusi. Mr. Njawusi, please. Mr. Njawusi and I have come a long way. We actually worship in the same church. So come on down.
He coordinates the obedience.
Obedience crowd. He's the obedience coordinator in Washington. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. As she rightly said, this was short notice, and we did everything we can to make sure we came out here to say hello to you and have the Prof talk to you, and just happy to be here. My name is Philip Njawusi, and I'll look forward to reaching out to all of you through your chapter president, I guess the national president, because we have an event coming. There's a lot of work to do. We need all your support, please.